morning. Today is Friday. This is episode 15 of Lowry at Home. I'm your host, Naturalist Kirk. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey. This program today, like every Friday, we've got our questions and answers first thing. So we're going to send things on over to Lauren, who's going to answer a viewer question that we had about the American toad. Take it away, Lauren.
Hello everybody, it's Naturalist Lauren. Happy Friday. Today I wanted to take an opportunity to answer one of the questions that we got about our toad video on Monday. We got a question from Jessica, who was saying that she's been on hikes before, and when she was hiking through the state of Minnesota, she came across little tiny amphibians, frogs or toads, and she was trying to figure out, are those baby toads? Excellent question, Jessica. We're going to break down sort of what spring and summer is going to be looking like for the toad, so you have a better understanding of what you may or may not have seen. So, starting in March and April, right now, our toads are waking up from winter. They're, crawling out of the homes that they dug down into the dirt, and especially the males are going to be booking it to the wetlands because they need to claim a territory. Now, once they get to the wetlands and they claim a territory, the males are the ones that start to sing. And if you've never heard a toad call, it sounds kind of like this. So you get a lot of that from the boys trying to get the females to come on over. The males and females will mate, but they're pretty hands-off parents. So what they do to ensure that they actually have successful babies is they lay eggs, and not just one egg, they lay thousands of them. One egg looks kind of like an eyeball. It's like a clear round ball with a little black dot in the center. But when toads lay lots and lots of eggs, they lay them in a string, so it looks like a whole line of eggs put together. Now, after about a week, those eggs will start to hatch, and we'll see what are called tadpoles. You could call them toadpoles. Those tadpoles are going to start out as just basically a little round body and a tail. That's going to allow them to swim through the water. At this point, they're not on land. They don't have lungs yet. They've got gills. Now, after a few weeks, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll start to see legs growing on the tadpoles. Now, it takes a lot of energy and it takes some time. And the temperature of the water and the conditions outside are going to impact how long it's going to take for those legs to come in. Same with the arms. It's going to take a couple more weeks, but then our toads, that body is going to start to change a little bit because now they've got both legs and arms, and they've got shorter tails, and they're starting to grow their lungs. That's a big one, because once they've taken a few more days, even a couple more weeks, those lungs will be fully formed, the tail will be gone, it'll be arms and legs, and then they're going to be able to get up on land. Now, once a toad can go on land, it spends a couple days next to the pond where it started its life as an egg and then a tadpole, but after that, it's a free-for-all. It's going to go and move around. And here at Lowry Nature Center, around that June-July range, we have what we call the toadeo, which is basically where we have thousands of teeny tiny baby toads running around. And they're not big. They don't start out big. They're like maybe the size of your thumb, like your thumbnail. So I don't know, Jessica, maybe you did see some toads. It sounds like it's similar to what we call the toadeo at Lowry. But thank you for asking your question, and I hope that helps. See you, everybody.
Excellent, Lauren. Thank you. That was really cool with all those drawings. Tell you what, it is Friday, though, which means it's time for the Bird Nerd. And we're going to send things over to the sweetest man on the internet, Mr. Josh Sweet. Take it away, Josh.
Thanks, Kirk. Welcome back to What I Heard from the Bird Nerd. I'm still your host, Josh Sweet from the Lowry Nature Center. In the coming days and weeks, we all have something to look forward to. This is because as spring progresses, we are going to see many new avian arrivals in Minnesota, birds enduring their long annual migrations north. Some of the birds that will be returning soon are of the warbler family of birds. Most warblers are tiny, colorful birds who migrate thousands of miles to their spring breeding grounds. Many warblers that we will see in Minnesota come from as far south as South America. And to think, they didn't take a plane or a car to get here, but instead traveled under the power of their own small wings. During spring migration, if you catch a glimpse of one of these warblers, they each have their own unique pattern. When they return in the fall, many of them will be in a less colorful plumage, making them harder to visually identify. Some great examples of colorful warblers here in Minnesota are Blackburnian warblers and black-throated green warblers. Kirk, would you mind helping me out with a photo of each? Thanks. For many of these warblers, when we see them in Minnesota, we're simply a rest stop along their great journey. They still have farther to go to make it to their final seasonal destination. But there are few species that once they make it this far north, some will stay here for the rest of the summer. These would include yellow warblers and black and white warblers. However, there is a warbler that winters in Central America and stays with us in the summer that also makes a very unusual sound, for a bird at least. This would be the blue-winged warbler. Kirk, can we hear a sound bite and see an image? An interesting sound for a bird to make for sure. This is a unique aspect of a unique species that exists within the warbler family of birds right here in Minnesota. So if you see these remarkable and colorful birds flying through in the coming weeks, remember how far they've come and how hard they had to work to get here. That's all for this week on What I Heard from the Bird Nerd. See you next time and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Josh. You know, everybody, this is the end of week 3 of Lowry at Home. We are going to be back next week with week 4. Now, week 4 is going to be kind of special because we're trying something new. We're doing a theme week. All of next week is going to have a theme to it, and that theme is wilderness skills. So we're going to be teaching some wilderness skills, which is one of the topics we teach out at the Nature Center. So we're doing wilderness skills activities with you all week long. We're excited for you to tune in next week and see what those are. So from all of us at Lowry, we want to say have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.